The second season of Produce 101 came to a close and the final 11 were revealed, and even though I didn't watch a single second of the entire show, I was pissed. Hey y'all, it's blacknetizen again, and just for clarification, I'm probably the fakest person alive, so it doesn't bother me that I didn't watch the show yet. I have an opinion about it, but it might bother you, but it's neither here nor there. I realize how ridiculous that sounds, but it really, like, it actually kind of hurt my feelings, cause I watched the Pick Me music video, and like I've been paying attention to Kim Samuel over the years, from One Punch to his little thing with Silento and like all of those things, and it was cool, it was whatever. But he was essentially the only person who really stood out to me, and then the guys from Nuest, but not even everyone that I'd seen before stood out to me. But I was really rooting for him even though I wasn't watching the show, and it was just very interesting the discourse that came from that result. You know, you have the conspiracy theorists, that seems to be a real big theme with this generation of K-pop stans. Or maybe there have always been conspiracy theorists, but I just was ignorant to all the theories previously. But you know, people were saying he was part of the lineup, then the mid-finale reveal and all of those things. I don't particularly care because, like I said, I didn't watch the show. It was still interesting to see the discourse around it. Shout out Kim Jong-hyun. Like I said, I didn't watch the show, so I didn't think of him not making the lineup. But international fans that I've seen were mainly making a hoopla about Kim Jong-hyun, who I believe is from Nuest, and Kim Samuel. I'm hoping, presuming, assuming that it's going to be a sort of American Idol, everybody's a winner situation where it doesn't matter if you actually won the actual show. It just matters that you gained a certain amount of national exposure, so whenever you do come out with stuff, people will support you, people will be looking out for it. So in the long run, it doesn't particularly matter. But at the same time, I can see where fans are sort of sad with Kim Jong-hyun, and I believe he's the Newest. You know, they've been at the top of the chart, of the like streaming charts, so I think they're Gucci. Kim Samuel already has his solo album ready, like he's ready to serve, and I appreciate it. I hope all of this international fans who are talking all of this smack support, unlike when Lee Michelle came out with her solo stuff after YG, and yeah, so I noticed that it was mostly like Latina. I'm saying Latina just because most K-pop fans are girls or femme, but if I'm wrong, just feel free to comment down below. And like non-Latina black girls really going hard, like going hard for him, and like I didn't think much of it, but I still thought like it was something I noticed, but I wasn't sure if I was in the right because I don't watch the show, and I'm not necessarily like really trying to pay attention to every single thing going on in K-pop fandom. But you know, I sort of noticed he didn't get exactly the same reception that a Vernon or a Somi got, and that Tumblr user, they articulated my thoughts and feelings very, very well. I'll definitely link and screenshot and everything. Basically, it was about how, you know, Kim Samuel, if you don't know, I think he's half Mexican, but evidently people sort of noticed his nose because he has like a wider nose. You know, there were definitely comments about that. I don't know if there were trolls, but there were people on Twitter sort of bashing Samuel using his ethnic features, and it was just very interesting because, like, I mean, I guess I could see how Samuel looks sort of foreign, but it's not the right kind of foreign, and it's a discussion I've been wanting to have, but I never really mentioned it in any of my previous videos concerning foreigners in K-pop, even though Samuel isn't a foreigner. And it's about like representation, and I think that's why I sort of want to support Samuel so much, because me personally, as a Nigerian American, I don't feel the need to be represented in South Korean media because Nigerian Americans aren't like significant. And when I say significant, I mean in like the statistics sense, not in the like philosophical sense, like we don't matter if we live in Korea or something, but like that sort of thing. Like I don't feel like if we're prioritizing minority representation or marginalized representation or those kinds of things, I don't feel like I'm the person who needs to be represented super well. If anything, I think, you know, definitely Black Koreans need representation, mixed ethnicity Koreans need a lot of, like that sort of thing. I don't know if I'm not articulating myself very well. That part of my brain is still very dusty, so forgive me if I'm sort of mumbly, rumbly, rambling. But yeah, so hopefully you understand, like I don't feel as a non-Korean Black person that I need representation in Korea. I feel like Black Koreans, brown Koreans definitely should have representation if we're prioritizing before me as a non-Korean within Korea itself. So to see like a brown Korean kid be on such a big program and showcase his talent and do all of that, like it was just really nice to see. And I feel like it also sort of gets us into, I don't know, this probably could be a video all on its own, but like the identity politics of like entertainment and things like that. You know, it's sort of like when you watch Family Feud and you just automatically root for the Black family. Like you have no connection to any of the families, but you still root for the Black family just cause like, you know, like it's sort of like that thing, but I feel like it's entirely justified in lots of situations where people are so underrepresented or just misrepresented or just not represented at all. Comment down below if you would like further exploration of that topic in particular, because I'm kind of starting to ramble. But I'm really rooting for Kim because like just thinking about him and thinking about him as a non-white mixed Korean, like that is a Korean mixed with something that isn't white. It was just like, I was just thinking of kids in Korea who are, you know, half Vietnamese or half Filipino and might get teased and bullied for those kinds of things. To see a similar kid get shine, like that must be really reaffirming for kids like that, because I would kind of guesstimate that they're the majority of mixed Koreans, like Korean and Southeast Asian. So to see like another like brownish mixed Korean kid with ethnic features or whatever get shine and acclaim and that sort of thing must be really affirming, and it's just a nice moment. So yeah, and that's not to take anything away from Somi or Vernon, but I think it's pretty notable that, you know, the Somi or Vernon, or even, but I think it's pretty notable that the like reaction lots of people have to them is like, oh, you're Korean but you look white-ish, you're so pretty. And you saw a similar thing in Chocolate, you know, the reception to the idealistic, fetishized, like anime looking white and Korean girl versus, you know, another iteration of white and Korean that's not as idealistic or whatever, was very marked. And one of the members actually spoke on her, like, you know, what she went through as like a mixed Korean girl who doesn't fit that certain image or that idealized or fetishized image of mixed Koreans. And it's something you see a lot. If there are any mixed people who would like to discuss that, I would love to see that, because I'm not racially mixed, so it's not necessarily my territory or whatever. So yeah, so hopefully you got a bit of my perspective as to why I was mad that young King Samuel did not make it into the final 11, even though I didn't watch the show. I would love to hear your feelings about the whole situation, the international response to the situation. I heard there's like a petition or whatever. I'm really excited for Samuel's solo album. I'm excited for Nuest. Like, I haven't heard about Nuest in a long time. That's wild. Definitely leave your thoughts and comments, feelings down below. Consider becoming one of my favorite netizens and subscribing, share, like, all of that good stuff. And thanks for watching.